How evil would it be for me to leave my wife without telling her? 63M, 61F, 37 years together. First of all, my wife has some very good qualities. And in many ways we are very compatible. We have similar views on a lot of things. I generally enjoy her company. And I know that, in her own way, she sincerely loves me. Unfortunately, I think she loves money even more. And when she decides that she wants something to be a certain way, she is absolutely relentless at getting what she wants. For more than 30 years I have been in the wrong career. And I hate it. I know the kind of things I would rather do. But that would mean making somewhat less money than I have been. And my wife absolutely won't hear of it. I have always hoped, and my wife has assured me, that I could do the kind of things I really care about after retirement. But now that I am reaching retirement age, she is starting to come up with a list of reasons why I shouldn't retire. Even though we have far more than enough money. I don't think she will ever be able to give up the money I am making. I am not sure I want to wait for her to try to pull the rug out from under me. And I don't want to keep arguing about this with her. I am thinking of just packing up and going sometime when she is away from the house. I know that would hurt her terribly. But don't I have to think of what I need some time? Unless you're planning on faking your own death. Surely you're going to have to talk to her about this at some point? Might as well do the decent thing and talk to her before you leave. Especially given 37 years together. Just tell her, you're going to waste a lot of people's time when she files a police report for a missing person. Dude, is this 'cause you don't have the balls to tell her you're done working? Does she work? Just tell her you've put in your time and you're done. You want to enjoy the years you have left, and she can keep working if she wants. After 37 years you can't communicate with your wife? You are way too old to be pulling something like this. Is talking to her not an option at all? Or maybe just serve her divorce papers and let the lawyers deal with it. What silly shish tea is this? I am prepared to ghost my wife of 30 plus years because I don't think she'd let me make a decision about something I have total, unimpeded control of. Not to be offensive, but, are you having late midlife crisis? Just #see King retire or switch careers. Even if you're 100% certain she'll leave you over it. What's the difference between that and going through the extra effort of fleeing the #see King country? Just tell her you're retiring. End of story. Why do you have to run away? Tell her she can either go get a job herself or she can shut up about it. Good grief. As someone close to your age, I strongly suggest behave as a grown adult. Tell her you are either going to 1. Retire or you're going to 2. File for a divorce. She can have an opinion. Option 1 or 2, but that's the only conversation you'll be having and the final choice is yours. If she tries to push or bully, just say 1 or 2. Question mark. Every time. Then make your choice. File the appropriate paperwork and deal with it. To just ghost your current life is just childish. It would be pretty evil. You keep arguing in the comments that if you tell her, she'll try to convince you not to retire. Are you completely spineless? Just tell her you're retiring. And if she doesn't like it, it doesn't matter because you're doing it. Period. Or just tell her you don't want to be married to her anymore and you're leaving. It's not rocket science. You don't ghost someone you've been with for 37 years. Well, if you are thinking of leaving because she doesn't want you to retire and you aren't willing to say no, you might think about what your alternative will look like. You leave. She will eventually figure out where you went because shared accounts, 401k, taxes, etc. You get a divorce. And if you're lucky, she gets half. And you get half of all the assets. More likely, she gets 1/3. You get 1/3 and your lawyers get 1/3. So now take a look at your finances and see if you can retire on 1/3 of your current retirement savings. Or if you are going to have to keep working a while. If you own a house, can you sell it with interest rates as high as they are right now? Buyers are hard to find these days. Also, would you be able to afford to buy a smaller place for yourself, or are you going to be stuck renting? Divorce is expensive. Setting up two households costs more than one household. I'm not saying you should stay together. What I am saying is that if you plan to divorce because you think it will allow you to retire early, you may be mistaken. You might want to sit down with Excel and put some numbers together and see where you might land if you decide to pull the ripcord. But to answer your question, yes, you would be an evil and a-hole thing to walk out on her without talking to her. Assuming your walking out the door will eventually lead to a divorce. Your actions may also count against you in how the court divides up your assets. What you should do is have an honest discussion with her about this. And be prepared to propose some reasonable compromises. Be prepared to say you can't work forever and ask her what she expects you to do. Perhaps she has never been forced to think that through. Take a look at your budget and walk her through where your finances are and would be if you retire at 65. Maybe you need a 2-week vacation to hike the hippie trail by yourself every year to get through the next 56 years of work. Maybe you need a midlife crisis car. Maybe you don't retire at 65, but you take up your alternative career. You keep working into your retirement years but at a lower income at a job you like. IDK the answer. But you should put some thought into this before you bring it up. Either way, I can almost guarantee having a really difficult conversation about money, retirement, etc., is going to be a lot easier than a divorce in the long run. Go to therapy for your conflict avoidance and people-pleasing. Then when you've learned some assertiveness skills, tell her you will be retiring and it will be a deal breaker to try to force you not to. Unless you are leaving things out, like you want to see other people. If the issue is truly just that you want to retire, then I think you are going about it wrong. Meet with a lawyer to make sure you understand your situation. Meet with your financial advisor to make sure you understand your situation with and without divorce. If you really have enough to retire comfortably, sit down with her and tell her you have enough money and you are retiring on X date. Period. Not a discussion. Information. Listen to her concerns. Maybe you can reassure her. If she agrees, great. If she pushes back, tell her this isn't a discussion. If she wants more money, she's welcome to get a job. Getting divorced leaves you both with less. It doesn't make sense unless there's another reason. You want to ghost your wife of 37 years? What are you, 12? Pull up your big boy undies and deal with it. Grow up and face your problems head on. Never walk away with no explanation. It's just horrible. Tell her exactly why you are leaving. Even the worst people deserve this. Because it's cathartic for you to get to say it. She may be horrible, but getting it off your chest feels amazing. Evil, idiotic. Don't give yourself so much credit. You're saying your wife is unable to compromise while you yourself want to go for the nuclear option. You sure you'll find someone else so evenly matched? Talk to her. Instead of running away like a thief in the night, put your big boy pants on and talk to her. I don't enjoy my job. As soon as I am able to retire, I am going to. I want to do things I want to do. If you can't live without the money, I suggest we start talking divorce. I am not happy and I am willing to end our relationship. If you will not help me achieve my goal of enjoying life before my time is up, you're going to end it anyway. Why not get some satisfaction of speaking your piece before you do it? Put in your retirement paperwork. Then sit her down to talk. Honey, I've submitted my retirement paperwork. It will be effective. Insert date. This is non-negotiable. Quote, maybe the two of you could get some marriage counseling. Why are you suddenly capable of growing a spine when it comes to arguing with everyone in the comments, but insist on stripping yourself of all agency in the face of a simple conversation with your wife of 37 years? What can she actually do to stop you from exercising your right to retire? Do not say, she'll try to talk me out of it, because in doing so, you attribute your own choices to her. I do not accept that cop-out. Clearly you have enough financial and physical freedom to just steal away in the dead of night. So what is actually, in all practicality, stopping you from talking to her like a human being and asserting yourself like an adult? I am beyond baffled by your assertion that her opinion alone holds any weight in your material situation. I will tell you what I think. You have been married to this woman for almost 4 decades. You leaving her unexpectedly will maximize the emotional trauma and financial devastation you cause to her by leaving. If you think you can leave her unexpectedly with a clean conscience, I am here to disabuse you of that notion. If that cruelty is your intention, then I am here to strip you of your plausible deniability. You owe it to her to divorce her properly and give her enough notice in advance that she has time to prepare for being thrust into independent life. No ifs, no ands, no buts. You have been told. What you do with our advice is your choice and yours alone.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.